Alright, good morning everyone. Launching out of King Harbor, and today I want to do something that I have not tried before. By the way, I'm out here with the Hulk. We got Dan the Mad, we got Kai, meeting up with Kevin Van Darn and the Q later. So we're going to head toward there, the kelp beds, and I'm going to target Sheepshead for the first time. We'll see how that goes, so put your hard hats on. And let's go see about some fish, huh? Okay, so a couple of my buddies, we got the 2019 Outback, and the Hulk is on I believe that's a 2020 PA14, and he's got the full-on 360 Mirage pedal drive, which is supposed to be awesome. So yeah, a little kayak envy here for sure. So the game plan was to launch out of King Harbor and Redondo Beach, and then paddle south to this area right here. And typically this is where you're going to find the kelp. Everything from like Malaga Cove this way is where you're going to find the kelp. Okay, so for you Garmin owners, I don't know if you know this, but if you have the A scope on, which is here, if you look down here, it'll tell you, I'm going to zoom in, that number tells you the diameter of your cone, your transducer cone. And so this is the depth obviously, and this is the diameter of the cone. Let's fiddle with some cone angles and let's see how it affects the diameter of the cone. Hit menu. I'm going to go beam width right there. So right now it's at the 24 degrees. So when it's 24, seems like to me it's roughly, the diameter of the cone is roughly half of the water depth. So let's change that to about 14. I think 14 is the lowest it can go to. Okay, right there. So let's see what that does. Back. Okay, so about the same depth, 152, and now the cone diameter is very small, 47 feet. So that's how the cone angle affects the diameter of the cone when it hits the bottom. So this is what I'm talking about. You see these huge marks? Those are the fish that are tough to catch. Okay, clearly they're not anchored to any kind of structure. Those are big fish. So I got to figure out how to target and catch those fish. So that kind of red cloud like that, those are mackerel. Those are small fin baits like sardines. And I don't carry a sabiki rig with me, so I can't target them, but we got people with sabiki rigs, so try to pick some up here. So when you see a very dense amorphous cloud like this, these are not mackerel. These are typically very small fin baits like sardines or anchovies. And so if you want to pick up this kind of bait, you will need a sabiki rig with a very, very small hook, like size 12 or something like that. Compare that to this scene. So these formations here are much less uniform in terms of the redness, and the edges are a little more jaggy. So typically when you drop down into something like this, you're going to pick up mackerel. Now then, there may be other fish in and amongst them, like bass or maybe a barracuda, but mackerel being as aggressive as they are, they're probably going to pick up your bait first. Get her up here. Oh my goodness! That's what I think it is. Is this the first bony of the year, or is it like a really big mackerel? So anyways, just pick up some, some bass here and then go post up in the kelp. This feels like a bonito. Yeah, this is stronger than a mackerel. Guys, I think the bonies are here, man. No, it could be just a huge mackerel. Yeah, it's just a huge mackerel. And you know, everyone just kind of like poo-poos on mackerel, but they're great fish. They're fun. Got a sea bass on. Someone picked up a black sea bass. I'm thinking if this mackerel would let me go. This is about as big a mackerel as I've seen recently. I'm not gonna pick him up early because he's gonna flop around like crazy, like that. So as I alluded to earlier, I don't carry a sabiki rig and I don't target the really small fin bait. So when I target bait, I'm hoping to pick up small mackerel. The problem with that is, depending on the time of year, and this is early July, the mackerel can be either great bait size like candy bar, or they can be ginormous like this guy. Yeah, this is a big mackerel. And he's been like chewed up by someone. Okay, so again, giving you GPS coordinates aren't going to help. This is not any structure related stuff. So calico are going to represent this kind of like streaky, you know, paint, if you will. No particular shape or form. If you are a bass guy or bass gal and you have a fish finder, the most efficient way to target them is to go look for a pattern like this on your fish finder and then drop down vertically. Oh no! No! Oh, you're back. Oh, what a fiasco. Got a big bait ball here. This is not mackerel. I don't think it's a mackerel. Feels like a decent calico. Yeah. If you do not have a fish finder, probably the best way to target bass is to go hang out by the kelp line and then just fan cast laterally. This Tatula 200 size, and this is a 7-foot 9-inch Temple fork, you know, casting rod. Good setup for casting light stuff like 1-ounce jigs. Fun. Oh, little guy. But for sure, these are fun fish. I mean, fun fish. Little guy. I wish I had like 3 hands because we got some bait on the fish TV right now. So let me see if I can do this without losing the fish here. That's a sand bass. Not a bad one. So, not prescribed, right? So if you're gonna grab stuff, your lure, make sure you grab it high up in the lure so if the fish thrashes around, you don't get hooked, right? Sand bass, compared to calico, they have sharper teeth. So make sure if you're gonna lip them firmly, because if they thrash around, I mean, they're not gonna draw like big blood, but they will kind of cut you up a little bit, or nick you up, I should say. I gotta get a little more energized, so I'm gonna get some fake monster rip-off whatever. So I'm gonna have a little bit of this. Also, we gotta give some to the transducer, right? This dog better start hunting, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I picked up the Mirage Drive and the rudder, and I need to get anchored into this this kelp. Nothing fancy. I'm just gonna use like a little paddle leash, you know, to anchor myself and drop down and see what happens. So, if I understand it, like you got to be like really into the thick of this stuff. Fish finder, not very useful here, obviously, but what it can tell me is kind of how thick the kelp is. So I'm gonna get a little bit into the thicker stuff. But please, I mean, Again, I'm gonna state that this is probably not newbie fishing, so please be careful. Okay, so as you can see, I'm anchored off. So I have to give a warning here. I don't think this is newbie type fishing. Okay, I'm only doing this because, you know, the swells are kind of mellow today. They're about 2 foot, although the interval is kind of short. But the thing is, right, so you're anchored here, so if you're dealing with big swells and one comes through, it's going to pull on this side of the boat, obviously, right? So it'll tip you kind of sideways. So again, you know, be aware this is probably not newbie type fishing. So here's the other thing about this kind of fishing is it feels a little bit unnatural because you can't really like flow with the waves. So I think you're going to be more prone to getting seasick as well. So a lot of challenges with this kind of fishing. Okay, so this is the Voodoo rig that I've kind of outlined before. It's essentially a Carolina rig, except this little swivel, whatever, allows you to quickly switch out weights. And we're in kelp, of course, so the leader I want it to be kind of short. And I'm not an expert, I'm just guessing at this stuff, but I want it short to minimize the chances of it getting hung up in kelp. So this is a 1/0 hook maybe. I'm going to put a little bit of shrimp on there and see what we can scare up. Okay, so this is just a waiting game. Not exactly my kind of fishing, but... And my patience is rewarded with this absolutely ginormous sculpin. Okay, we got something. God, he's all wrapped up in kelp though. Love this kind of fishing. Love it. Felt like a decent fish, but he's all wrapped up in kelp. So I mean, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna free spool it, hope that he untangles himself, I guess. Maybe he gets off the hook. Yeah, he's off. Okay. Oh, look at this! Look at that! Ha 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 ha! Okay. Very pretty fish. He might be legal, I'm not gonna keep him, but just something that I wanted to do. Really pretty fish. So yeah, this guy will be going back. I guess the other thing that might be kind of useful is we are, hope you can see that, but we are right around low tide, which makes it easier to tie off on the kelp. So I guess if this is your kind of thing, your specialty, you want to focus in on the low tide. This feels like a pretty decent one, but he's stuck again. A little bit of fish, a little bit of salad, but this feels like better than the last one. Okay, free spool, and then pray. I think he's still on there, but I don't know about this one. Yeah, he's still on. He's off now. So I don't know how much of this weight is fish and how much is salad, but it's a process. Oh, come on now. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this guy out. Shoot. It's too bad because this is a better fish. wait, this is the leader, so maybe he's close. Yeah, there he is. Nope, he just bit harder than the other guy. He's about the same size. So, nice. Okay, so today's gonna be one of those days where I predict the water by the mouth of the harbor is going to be pretty noisy. So if you can see the waves, the swells are coming out from like the northwest direction. So my approach to the mouth is gonna be something like this, so that by the time I reach the mouth of the harbor, I'm gonna be dealing with these swells in a perpendicular fashion and not parallel, because you're gonna be much less stable if you're parallel to these swells. So that's the game plan.
Okay, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you don't mind, hit that like button for me. Get out there, have fun, be safe, and we will see you soon on our next adventure. Bye for now.
Would rather be doing this than just about anything.